Well, there are several parties tangled up in all this, of course. Let's find out now how the EU is reacting to this evening's events. Our Europe correspondent Jean Mackenzie is in Berlin tonight. In a moment, we're going to hear what British people living there think. But first, Jean-Claude Juncker said yesterday this was it. There wouldn't be a third chance at all this. How's tonight's news going to be going down with EU leaders?
Well, I can tell you there's a real mood of disappointment and frustration. You know, with 17 days to go until Brexit, this is really not what they wanted to happen tonight. But they have responded in the way that the EU has responded best throughout all of this, and that is in absolute unity, all, singing from the same sing sheet as it was. And that message that they're giving is, we could have done nothing more to help you. This is absolutely of your making now. We've given all that we can, and that is exactly, as you say, what Juncker said last night. He said no more negotiations, you will not get a third chance. So what they're all saying together is, please do not come back here and ask us for more, because we do not have it to give. What they are talking tonight, though, is about no deal and how the chances of that has increased massively after tonight. But also they're talking about that chance increasing of no Brexit at all, but they're making it clear that those no-deal preparations are continuing. Now, when it comes to that issue of an extension, of a delay to Brexit, the President of the European Council today, Donald Tusk, who represents all the member states, said that they will consider together a reasoned request from the UK for an extension, so long as it doesn't get in the way of any of their institutions. So what he's talking about there are the EU elections at the end of May, and we know from them, because they said it yesterday, that if the UK is still a member of the EU at the end of May, then it's going to have to put MEPs up for that those parliament elections. So we're looking at them considering possibly a short delay of 2 months or something that could be much longer.
Right, well, people obviously watching this right across Europe, some through the cracks in their fingers, no doubt. You've been in Berlin speaking to British people living there about tonight's developments. What have they had to say?
Yeah, we're just outside a pub in the centre of Berlin, and we've just been inside watching it with a group of Brits who've moved out here for work or for love and who've really found their roots. And it's been a really nervous end to a nervous day for them, as you can imagine, because this deal, they didn't love it, they don't want to leave the EU, but for them it offered them some stability, because it meant that they could carry on living here at least until the end of the transition period in 21 months' time. And now that deal has been rejected again, there's further uncertainty. And them, like a lot of people who move to Germany from Britain, are young, they're working age, and they come here to study, they maybe put down roots, and then they get a job, they start a family, and they want their life to continue here. And that now looks uncertain. So we spoke to Matt and Johnny and Kirsty, and this is what they had to say to us.
The noes to the left, 391.
There we go, it's been rejected. So none of you, 10 minutes ago, knew what you wanted to happen. How do you feel?
I'm hopeful now that tomorrow Parliament will decide to reject no deal, and there will be an extension, because at the moment we're only a few weeks away from not having any rights at all and having no guarantees that we can continue to live here beyond a couple of months.
What did your stomach do, Johnny, when that result came in?
It was almost like, it was weird. It was like a feeling of relief, but also like the exact same thing he was saying, like anxiousness, because like whilst the deal was rejected, and I don't think it was necessarily a good one, now there is that level of uncertainty, and there is a chance of a no deal. Reasonably optimistic, but still just as uncertain and anxious.
Yeah, no more certainty anyway, is there, Kirsty?
I think my anxiety levels have raised slightly. I really, really hope, everybody always says like, oh, they're not going to accept no deal, but I really hope they better vote that down tomorrow, because otherwise it leaves us in a very precarious position. Yeah, so a couple more days of stomach clenching anxiety ahead.
Well, all British eyes here in Germany tomorrow night will be on that no-deal vote in Parliament, because as you can imagine, for them, no deal is absolutely the worst-case scenario.
Thank you very much indeed.